So in this fourth demonstration, we're going to show how you set up the entry or exit screens for the kiosk. We also call them the greeting and thank you screen, or you will actually see it also mentioned as the greeting or finish screen. So the first thing we want to do is we want to start the application. We're then going to come into the settings again, which is again that stacked three dots in the upper right hand corner. And then we want to come into the kiosk options. So we're going to show two different scenarios for setting up the kiosk screens. The first one is what we call the simple format, where we will enter specific text here within the options, and we also will include a specific logo. So here you can see that I've got it set up to say request quote, and then the other text to say select button below. The button itself will actually say request quote, and thank you will show up on the thank you page, and that they will hear from you shortly. So then if we come in here and we then click to go into kiosk mode, you'll see this very simple kiosk entry screen. We'll see the logo, the text we entered, and the button. Now from here, this is where the kiosk would sit, and when the visitor comes to the kiosk, they can then do request quote. This is where the visitor would enter their information. So my name is John Smith, and they could give any of this other information that they want. So I want you to email me. So I would put my email address, and I could select how far out that project is for. And then when I hit submit, it'll then show the thank you screen, which after a few seconds will revert back to the main screen. As we said, this is a very simple kiosk screen setup. The more elegant way to do this is to actually use full screen artwork that can be prepared for both the entry and exit screen. So for that, what you need to do is come into kiosk options, and I'm going to actually do a reset of all of the options that I've got set so that I can then enter the information different to the second scenario, which is a more elegant entry screen. So for that, we just need to pick the entry and exit screen. So from here, I'll collect or select the greeting screen, which, as I said, is artwork that we have prepared. And then I will also select exit screen artwork, which also has been prepared. So let me pick the exit screen, which is this one. And from here, I also need to select the kiosk form. So we will select that we want the quote form. And now, so these options are a little bit simpler. I don't have to put button test. Oh, I take that back. I do want to have button test. So I want to request quote, as that's the call to action for this particular kiosk scenario. I don't need to put the greeting title and message or the finish title and message because we already have that embedded into the consolidated piece of artwork. So here we can just click on this, and now when I go into kiosk mode, what you'll see is you'll see a much more elegant presentation for the entry screen. When I request the quote, we'll see that it's the same, it provides the same form. And then once it's submitted, I will get the more elegant exit screen. And then again, after a few seconds, this will revert back to the greeting screen where another visitor can come in and enter their information. When I back out of here, we will see that the entries that were created as part when we were in kiosk mode are now available for view. We'll also talk about in a few further training that you can do some other things with this in terms of getting the data out of the system. There is one other setting that I did want to mention. When you're setting up a more simple scenario, there is an option under background to pick a gradient. And what that allows you to do is to just provide a slightly more elegant look to the simple kiosk setup. But we won't actually do it now, but I did just want to mention that to you so that you know that that option is there. So with that, we'll exit this training, and we will move on to the next section and the next training demonstration. Thank you.